actually cut tax elsewhere to help people out who don't drive, because at the moment, remember, we're all paying this stealth tax, which is pushing apparently millions of people into the 40% higher rate. According to this article, it says that apparently 6.5 million people will be paying the 40% tax rate by the next election. Official figures show a rise of more than 60% in 5 years, and that is because the data from Office Budget Responsibility, the OBR, reveals that the government's stealth taxes will bring in 2.2 million more people into the higher rate of tax from April, whilst a further 300,000 will be paying the additional 45p rate. And worse still, the figures will also show that under the current government policy, by 2028, the number of people paying the higher rate of tax will have reached 7.5 million people, about 1 in 5 taxpayers apparently. And that is because, of course, Rishi, when he was Chancellor in 2021, decided that to help pay the government back for COVID, they'd freeze the level of earnings at which people start to pay tax until 2026. And then, of course, Jeremy decided to raise it to 2028. But new figures apparently from the OBR show that if the threshold for the 40% tax had risen in line with expected inflation, the current rate of 50,270 quid would have increased to 65,000 by 2027, which is nearly £15,000 more than what it will be now. And the level of earnings at which people start paying tax would have risen from 12,750 to 16,000. But of course, it still stays at that amount. So, they've got to push up minimum wage, haven't they, with the cost of living crisis going on, especially. So I think now that Rishi is basically scrapped HS2, I think it was called, which was that train running from London to Manchester, I think it was. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. And would have saved people, from what I've heard, about 10 minutes. Surely that money that he's saved could actually go back into the government coffers and release us from this fiscal drag that we're all experiencing at the moment. I mean, and if that was not the case and we still had to be frozen for a little bit, at least it wouldn't be frozen until 2028. No doubt, of course, he might actually be waiting until 2024 to use that as some sort of manifesto pledge that he would do such a thing. I mean, I'm not a betting man, but to be honest, I can see something like that might happen. And let's face it, with the way the Conservatives are at the moment, he's going to need all the help he can get to actually stay in Downing Street, because a lot of people, me included, see him as a bit of a backstabber because of what he did to Boris, and therefore he shouldn't even be in Downing Street to begin with, in my opinion.